Okay, I think now we have audio. Apologies for those technical issues. Okay, how is that? Hopefully everyone can hear me and we can have a bit of a catch up and a bit of a chill. Okay, I think now we have audio. Oh, I'm going to turn the volume down on my computer. We are now good. And you can't see me, so let me just spin my face in and we can just have to chill. Have a chill stream. Okay, how is everyone doing? It's Monday. Hopefully you've had a really good weekend and you're staying safe. And hopefully your week has started off okay. I know there's lots of difficult times. A lot of difficult times for everybody, for companies, for people. And I think it's just here just to chat. I did say it was open source. I'm not going to do any coding today because I did have a coding stream earlier on my other channel on Code Mortals, and I'm quite keen just to have a chilled out stream. There are some virtual hackathons coming on open source and COVID-19, and hopefully you'll join me on those and we can live stream those together. If you have come across any, let me know in the chat, and I'd be keen to be aware of those events as well. So it's not going to be a long stream today. Just if you are here and you are still awake, this is way past my bedtime. For those of you that know me, yeah, this is late for me. So I did toy with the idea: should I go to bed? Should I stay up? And I thought, no, it's good to chill with other people. So Makesim, hopefully I've pronounced your name right. Thanks for joining in. And let me know how your Monday has been. How was your first day this week been? We've just been told in the UK that we're super locked down now, so things are getting serious. So that means more time to open source code and more time to get some more open source coding done. And open source can help. There are so many excellent projects out there at the moment where that can help. I understand they're releasing some data next month, so in 4 weeks, that we can use as data science, and we can do some interesting projects with that. So there's a hackathon kind of mid-April. So really interested for that and looking forward to that. So I think it should be good. So who do we have on the stream? Don't be shy if you're here. Just say open source. I haven't done a tweet. I haven't done any big post. This is a complete impromptu of just hit live on YouTube, and I was keen to see who is around. So just keep it chilled. I mean, open source is really easy to get involved. In a live stream on Sunday, so that was yesterday, about how easy it is to get involved in open source, and you can contribute just by putting comments. You can comments or adding reviews to pull requests all really add value to open source projects. So I highly suggest doing that. And I want to put some of these tweets up on the window. I do enjoy this little feature. So just someone saying hello in the chat, and I can say hello back. I don't know why it says Twitter on top. It's from YouTube. Ignore that. I need to configure this a lot more. So there's lots of things been going on. If I just turn on the big TV, I'm not going to put anything, I don't think, on it at the moment. But get involved in open source. Not only does it help the problem we have now, the issue that we have at the moment, but also, I know there's 3 of me on all these screens. I just mirrored this because I was looking at that screen and I wanted to look at this one. But not only does it help the situation that we're all in, but also it will help your career. When I hire people, the first thing I do is look at what projects they've been involved in open source. And it's not necessarily about being your best open source coding project. It's about the right attitude in getting involved. So that is really important. So I highly recommend getting involved in the open source community, and in any way you can. If you're a translator, a documenter, designer, UX, get involved in open source. It's important to get involved, and you will learn so much. And I know I talk about open source a lot, but because a lot of you aren't doing it, and it makes me so upset for 2 reasons. One, because you could help the community with your experience, with your what your different backgrounds, where you're from, the way you were brought up, so many different things. That can add so much value to a project. But also it can help your career. I want you to stand out. I want you to shine. If you're here on this live stream, it's because you want to learn and you've got something to share. I've got something to share, and I've definitely got a hell of a lot to learn. So I'm quite keen to do that. So, in the chat, just let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to know more about that I can share my experience with, or if I can't, I can find someone who can. I have a big community, a big network. And over these difficult times, I'm really keen to go more into live streams. And let me just remove that chat message on the side. Yeah, I'm more interested in doing more live streams and just having that conversation with people. So you're all welcome to join in the chat, and not only in the chat, but also you can join in the live stream if you want. I can send you a link, and you're welcome to join the live stream at some point, and we can have a chat. I'm keen to hear from other people's experiences, because open source and tech, they don't care how old you are, what you're wearing, where you're from. All it cares is that you contribute and get involved once in a while. You don't have to do open source all the time. You can do it when you get time. Jose, thanks for joining. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. Apologies if I didn't. Favorite tech stack? Well, I used to do Java and PHP back in the day, kind of like 15 years ago. And then in the last 6 years, I've really been pushing forward more with the full stack JavaScript. So with mostly TypeScript. I really enjoy TypeScript, but it does transpile down to JavaScript. So yeah, full stack JavaScript, Node at the back end, Angular at the front end. I have done React projects, but I just haven't found, for big proper size projects, and React hasn't done very well. So as being just a library, where they need more of a framework. What about yourself, Jose? What technologies do you use? And do you contribute to open source? This is, I don't know what time you joined the live stream, but I want to say that this is challenging times that we have here, and we can not only help by getting involved in open source, we can also accelerate our careers. And so now's the time. Everyone's eyes are on people. People can't meet you at events, can't meet you for interviews. So they're going to look at your open source work. So if you contribute to open source, you'll stand out a lot more. And I'm being completely authentic here. I haven't got my green screen up like I normally do. I'm not putting code up on the screen, just keeping it really, really authentic. And I'm keen to just share my experiences with you. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I do have 15 years experience, and I'm always sharing and learning from all my network around me, and I can share with all of you, and I can learn from all of you. So please, in the chat, let me know more about yourself, what you're doing, what you're learning, what are you up to, what do you want to learn, what do you want to get out. We're all locked at home now, so for the next 2-3 months, however long it is, not only do we want more toilet paper, because I understand there's a real shortage on toilet paper, but what do you want to learn from the tech side, from the community side? Tech is built for people, and it's built by the people, so it's really important to get into the community side. There are some virtual hackathons coming up, and I'm really keen to get involved in those. I'm keen for you all to get involved in those. So I will live stream any virtual hackathons that I do join. So either you can just watch the live stream and provide ideas and support via the chat. You could always take part in the hackathon yourselves, and I'm always looking for people to join my team. So there are so many things you can do to get involved, and even if you don't want to be committed like for the whole weekend, then join the live stream on my channel and join the chat. I'll be sharing my screen. I'll be showing you with the rest of the team. I'll have the rest of the team on there as well. They'll all be virtually locked at home as well, but you can see what technology we're using, what problem we're trying to solve with the project we're trying to build. It will be open source. There will be links to GitHub that we can share with you. You can raise issues on GitHub, which, by the way, does count as a green box on your GitHub page. So it does count as a contribution. I believe comments also count as a contribution. So please always add a comment. If you agree with something, disagree with something, whatever it is, but it doesn't count to your green box on GitHub. So you got to get involved. And then imagine you do that like every week. You just do a little bit of open source, a little bit of getting involved in some open source project, contributing to any project. It doesn't have to be related to COVID-19. It could be related to anything. But after a month, after 2 months, you've added a lot more to the community. You've added a lot more to your CV. And I don't literally mean put your commits on your CV, but what do you think people do when they get your CV? I know what I do. I get it and like put it in the bin and take a GitHub link. Okay, I did it the wrong way around. I get your GitHub link off your CV, or take your name, do a search for you, and then get your GitHub account and then bin your CV. Because your CV, people can write whatever they want, right? You could write that you're the founder of Microsoft and Amazon. Okay, you probably wouldn't, because people know that's not true. But you could write a lot of BS on there, and I've seen that over the years. Whereas on GitHub, I can really see what people are like. And I'm not just looking for people's skill. I'm actually looking for their attitude and make sure that they're continually learning. I'm keen to see that someone's code today is better than their code was a month ago, rather than how good is it today. So I believe that's really important. But let me know what you're interested to talk about. You know, and I'm getting some thumbs up, so I really appreciate the thumbs up. But let me know what you're keen to cover. You know, this is like an evening chilled stream. I was going to say I have a tea, but I don't. You can see in the corner I have a Lucozade bottle in the side. That's going to keep me going. But we're not going to be here for too long. So it is a short stream, so don't leave it too long to say anything in the chat. We will not be here for very long. But I'm keen, not every day, but as often as I can, to get on a live stream and encourage you. How can I help you? I guess the bottom line is, how can I help you? I'm happy to contribute to open source. I'm happy to create content. I'm happy to document my journey, which I will be doing when I do the virtual hackathons. How can I help you do that? I want you to accelerate your career. You might be in a difficult time now, where if you're a freelancer or a contractor, work is reducing, or you might be a permanent person, but you might be losing your job, or you might want to get your next job. You might want to use this time to learn and get your next job. How can I help you? I have, like I said, creating content, open source, etc. But also I have a strong network. Can I get people on my live stream that you can ask them questions? Is there a company you want to work for? Can I get someone from that company on my live stream and you can ask them questions about how to get a job at that company? You know, let me know how I can help you. I'm keen to do that. This is not about me preaching, although I know I've been told I do preach a lot for open source. But wow, open source, it's just amazing. I don't understand how people cannot see how awesome it is. But anyway, I won't preach too much. But just want you to kind of get involved, and I'm keen for you. So what can I do to help you? Open source, I'm super passionate about that. Anyone who's been following me for even more than just a day or just a day, open source, absolutely do it. And that's what I'm massively passionate about. Putting yourself out there. I would say public speaking, going to events, hackathons. We can't do that at the moment. So can you do a video? Can you do some blog posts? Can you do a podcast? Can you share some value from your experience? Or can you get somebody who's got the knowledge that maybe you can share on their behalf and give them a shout out? There's so many things that can be done. And now's the time for you to stand out and shine. I'd love to know how you test your Angular apps. I'm learning it right now and it's a bit hard. Any tips? Severio, thanks for joining. Awesome to have you here. Severio, you should join me on this stream. You're such a knowledgeable person and you're so awesome. And I'm pretty much delirious tonight because it's way past my bedtime. I don't usually know my name after 9 o'clock and it's already kind of like 11 o'clock UK time. But thanks for joining, Severio. I know you're a night owl. Jose, testing your Angular apps, I highly recommend. I do some videos and live streams with Andrew on my other channel, Code Mortals. Let me get you a link. And I recommend using Cypress and Cucumber. But let me get you a YouTube link to Code Mortals and check out some of the videos on there. And if you have any questions, let me know. This copy and paste on Windows is really hard. So that's the YouTube channel for Code Mortals. I can't pronounce that name because the letters are kind of in Cyrillic. Sorry, but I can read out your message. How's it going? Could you please share your thoughts on Q&A in the open source world? Or QA, sorry, not Q&A. See, it's late. I'm dead. So take this with a pinch of salt. This was a random impromptu live stream, so I didn't even share anything on socials. QA in the open source world. QA is so important in the open source world. Everyone really believes, and I used to too, that open source is just about code. It is not. It couldn't be further from the truth. Open source is about documentation. It's about legal docs. It's about design, recipes. I mean, there's a whole raft of things on GitHub. Just, you got to have a look. There's just so many things. And QA is so important. People forget about documentation and people forget about QA. And, you know, without any quality, what's the point in having loads of features or loads of projects? I mean, wouldn't you rather, I know you would because you're in QA, but I don't understand why people wouldn't rather have 5 features or 5 projects or whatever it is, a smaller number, and have a higher quality than saying have 30 features or 30 projects and the shit just don't work. Doesn't make any sense at all. So QA is so important. So many projects would love for you to join them. And Jose was just talking about testing. Cypress, for automated testing, for end-to-end testing in the automation world, for like browser testing, highly recommend Cypress and Cucumber as well. And it's quite easy to get going, and it can get more advanced as you do some more advanced things, but it is really a nice way. And once you've got the foundations, you can go really far. So highly recommend looking into that. Do you really read through the defects in GitHub when searching for user activity? Very good question. Actually, I need to put that up on the stream. That was like a really good question. I'm going to answer that. So let me just bring that up. I have got a tab here somewhere. I've got to get used to this. So send. That should be up on the screen now. So yes, I do. It says Twitter at the top. Ignore that. I do read through people's activity. So people, if they raise an issue or a pull request, you know what's more important to me than people raising a pull request is how they respond to when people write on their pull request. That to me is really important. I've seen some really good pull requests in terms of good code with automated tests, with documentation. But when someone asks a question or makes a suggestion on their pull request, they write back and go, you know, you can bleep off. I haven't got a bleep button, so I made that noise myself. So, you know, next time I get a bleep button. So, and I just think, well, you can't work like that. It's all about collaboration. Attitude is more important than skills because skills can be learned. Attitude can't. It's really hard. If someone has the wrong attitude, you're not going to convince them otherwise. It's very hard to kind of convert a bad apple. So I like to help people who want to learn. So if they've got the right attitude, I don't care what level people are at. I'm going to help them and I'm keen to pair with them and get them on board. So yes, I do look at their what defects they raise, what comments they put in, and how they react to other comments. That's really important for me. That's a really good question. I really like that. So Alex Somutor. Alex! How are you, Alex? Are you in Ukraine? I hope everything's going okay and it's not locked down too much. Yeah, your name came up in Cyrillic, so I couldn't read it. But great to have you here. I'm going to remember your profile picture for next time. Well, hopefully it's so late. Possibly it must be late for you. You're like 3 hours ahead. So if it's like 11 p.m. here, it must be like 1 or 2 a.m. your time. That's crazy. Heba Codes. Hi Eddie, your notification showed up while I was on YouTube. Interesting topic. Thank you very much. So a bit of a ramble today. I do appreciate you joining, and people should check out your channel as well. So I've just put that up on the screen. I'm keen to give shout outs to other people's YouTube channels to encourage them to do more YouTube tech coding stuff, and to also see that there's just, you know, so many people who want more content. So if you haven't started sharing stuff on YouTube, people should. And the people who have, I'm keen to give them a shout out. Feel free to drop your link in the chat. I think people can just kind of click on the 3 dots next to your name and go check out your channel. But yeah, I'm really keen to get more people into open source, and I've always been keen to do that. And there's a live stream, there's a virtual hackathon coming up soon. In 4 weeks, but I'm hoping there's one sooner. I'm keen to do a live stream on a virtual hack and have my whole team. So at the moment you can see kind of that side. I'll just kind of hold it. There you go. So you can see my my background camera, and I'm keen to like have other people on my streams and do a hackathon with them. I think that'd be awesome. I think people would like to see that. I could be wrong, but I'd be interested to see that. For the hackathons I can't attend, I'd be keen to watch the live streams of people working on their projects and so forth. Severio, thanks for keeping me company while I build my Gunpla. Let's see your Gunpla. Oh, you can't put a picture. You can't put a picture in the YouTube chat, which is a shame. I suppose you could upload it to a service and put a link in there. You're always building those. You must have so many now. You have a whole cabinet full of glass, right, with all of those. That's so awesome. You must have a lot of patience. And can see activity from private repos. You can see that there's a green box on your... so good question. You can see there's a green box that there's been activity from GitHub, but you can't see what the person has done. So I need to see, when looking at people's GitHub accounts, if I just see a green box, that's not the important part. I know that's what people look at face value, a bit like we're judging a book by its cover. So at first value, if you have loads of green boxes, people go, oh wow, amazing. But if you've got to back it up, so it's got to be on public projects so people can actually see what's going on. But that is a good question. So Sergey, all the way, I was going to say from Ukraine, but no. At the moment, Sergey is trapped in Bali. I mean, you could be trapped in worse places. I mean, that's pretty awesome. You've got the weather, the food. So jealous. So jealous. And you keep posting your like office pictures of you on the beach with your laptop or by the pool. Don't want to talk about it. You're going to make me upset. I'm going to get super jealous, but you know. I hope everything's well. You're keeping well over there, and I hope your family back in Ukraine are all doing okay. By the way, Sergey and Alex have an awesome testing company in Ukraine, and they have a YouTube channel. They haven't posted a video up in a while, so that's all kind of in the chat, right? Sergey, post a YouTube video. Need to do more YouTube videos and streams. I did a live stream with Sergey and Alex and a couple of other people from their team a few weeks ago, so that's in my channel, so go check it out. We were talking about automated testing and manual testing, and we did use our Code Mortals open source project as an example. So hopefully that was useful for people. I enjoyed doing that, so it was useful to me. But now, so what I want to talk about, let me get back to it again. I want to repeat it for anyone who's recently joined the stream. And if I am repeating it and you've heard it already, it's because you haven't done it yet. I want you to contribute to open source. And in these difficult times, I want you to contribute to some of the projects focusing on getting better for the community, or community health, I was going to say. Well, it could be community health, right? Or analyzing data if you're a data scientist. Anything like that. Just get involved and help. Be it coding. Doesn't have to just be coding. If you can code, then great. But like me, I don't actually contribute so much to open source projects on the coding side some more. Maybe because the project's racing ahead, but I can contribute by testing it, automated or manual, or adding some documentation, or getting more people involved, or adding ideas to issues. They count as contributions, or giving feedback on some of the ideas other people have raised. Thanks for the shout out, though my other social media is deactivated right now for a bit. Fair enough. Okay, Heba. I think it's good to detox. Now we're all working from home. Some people are just spending all their time and life on social. So I think it's good to, I guess, take it with a pinch of salt and have a balance. That's why I've muted like COVID-19 out of all my LinkedIn, Facebook and Twitter feed, because a lot of that stuff is people complaining and moaning, and I want to do more. I want to do more actionable stuff. I want to get involved in open source projects that are helping it. So if you are aware of any projects, I know Jill, she might not be watching now, she has an open source project. I know the Helpful Engineers have a lot of projects going on as well. Open source projects are great. And there is a virtual hackathon next month. I'm hoping there's one sooner. So if there are any hackathons online happening over the next 4 weeks, I know GitHub has a GitHub Actions hackathon this month, and they have some awesome swag to give away. But that isn't for COVID-19. That was announced and started well before this lockdown stuff. Alex, okay, then how do you document are you doing as QA are useful and not just wasting your time? I think I understand that question. I don't think it's your English. I think it's because I'm tired. So, like I said, it's way past my bedtime. I don't know how you're still awake. So I'm guessing you're asking, how do you document No, actually, I don't understand what you're asking. Ask it again, please, in the chat. It's just me being zonked. I'm a morning person. I should stream in the morning, but the problem is everyone's asleep in the morning. So that's what I was trying to do, do a different time and stream in the evening. So let me read that again. Let me read it slowly. Okay, then how do you documents you are doing as QA are useful and not just wasting your time? So when documents get out of date, and we'll try and answer this, hopefully I get this correctly. When documents get out of date, they become useless. Actually, they become worse than useless. They become dangerous because people are then relying on documentation to work. That's why I hate private projects, like enterprise third-party projects, especially if the documentation is not open source, because then if I find a bug in their documentation, I can't fix it. It takes like months for them to fix it. A month later, I might come across the same issue, look at the documentation and think, why is this not working? And I think, I had this problem like a month ago. I could have fixed it in documentation, but their documentation, I can't even speak, was not open source, so I couldn't fix it. So out-of-date documentation is worse than not having documentation, to be honest. And I think with QA, it's important to document how to run automated tests, how to run manual tests. And I think, and I believe, and from experience I've done on a few projects, that when you create a pull request, it should include not just your features for your code for your features. It should include the documentation for their features, be it new documentation or update the existing documentation, and any automated or manual tests. Anything and everything should be in that pull request for two reasons. One, if that pull request, when it's getting reviewed, they can review all parts of it. I'm not saying just another developer should review it, another tester should review it, another documenter should review it. But also, if that pull request is cherry picked into other branches, then it contains everything it needs. It's really important. So I don't think a pull request should come from just one person. I actually think it should come from a few people. And once those few people from different disciplines are happy with it, then it can get it's merged in and reviewed. Reviewed and merged in. Hi Alex, in my opinion, QA is mostly about finding any bugs or unexpected behavior. If the project is deployed, try to break it, perhaps. So, Jose, that's a really good question. Really good point. I agree and slightly disagree. So the reason why I agree and slightly disagree, so QA, as I spoke to Alex and Sergey on my live stream a few weeks ago, I think QA covers a raft of things. They're kind of the safety net to catch everything. And I think they actually have a lot of responsibility. And I think it's a great job that they do. And they always get some things towards the end of the sprint or release, which also makes it really hard. Which is why it's important, I think, to get QA involved early. Therefore, they can get familiar with things. They can give it a first pass. They can give feedback sooner, be it on documentation, be it on testing manually or automated, whatever it is. People should work towards their strengths. And QA, I think, usually do a really good job in finding the weaknesses in the team. So you might have, 4 amazing developers, but there's still going to be holes. Especially if they're 4 of kind of the same developers, then you're definitely going to have holes. Really, you want developers with different passions and different skills to complement each other. And I think QA do a really good job in, finding the chinks in the armor or the gaps in the team and making sure they fill that in. So it's not just about bugs. Alex taught me that a few weeks ago in our live stream. Sorry, how do you know that you're doing something useful? I think it's when it gets reviewed, if it makes sense. I mean, I'm going to put that up. I think that's just, I've got a really good thought on this, and hopefully this makes sense, and maybe you can improve on it even further. So I really don't believe when people review pull requests, and like I said, they contain documentation, code, tests, etc. and so forth. I don't believe it should be reviewed by just the senior people on the team, because the senior people have all these assumptions. They understand the project really well, and if there's any gaps in anything, they'll usually just skip over it because it's in their mind. They go, that makes sense. I really believe that in all of those disciplines, you should get a junior to review it, because that's where you know if it's something useful, if it's adding value, because a junior won't have these, pre-form, a junior, I hate the word junior, someone more new to that discipline or that area, because it could be a developer reviewing the tests or a tester reviewing the code, someone new to that area, to be new to that skill or new to the tech as a whole, whatever it is. I think someone new can really pick holes in things and say, well, this doesn't make sense. What have you done here? And I think they really lower the barrier to entry for other people in the team, for onboarding people, but also it makes sure the quality is really high. So I think that's really important. So I think that's a really good question. I think that's how you can determine if that's useful or not. Okay, some great questions today. I love this. Keep them coming. Although, my bedtime. If I fall over and pass out, you'll know why. So, Heba. Hopefully I'm pronouncing Heba right. I'm not sure. I'm really bad at pronouncing names, so apologies in advance. Can you share some virtual hackathons for beginners that are good to look at? Yes, so I came across a link today. Let me see if I can dig it out and share it in the chat. So I don't know if it's for beginners. Someone sent it to me and it looked really, really interesting. So I'm quite keen to take a part in the hackathon because it's the only one that I'm aware of at the moment, and I think it's important to contribute back and give something useful. So I'm not affiliated to this hackathon. I know nothing about it, but I'm quite keen to have a read into it, look into it more, and see. So if I go back to the YouTube channel, hopefully I can paste that in. Again, I'm not affiliated to this hackathon. I know nothing about it. Someone shared it with me like 10 minutes before the live stream, and I was quite keen to have a look at it. So we're getting some more really good questions. Right. So hopefully that answers that one about the virtual hackathon. Don't know about the junior part, but join my team. We can do it together and we'll live stream it. Contribute to open source, collab, pair with people, and live stream at the same time. Woo! What's not to like? What's not to win? Win for sure. What if you're the junior with 2 seniors and our team is only 3? Okay, let me share that up and let's have a look. So let me see if I understood this correctly. What if you're the junior with 2 seniors and the team is only 3? So if you've got 2 senior devs and 1 junior tester, or 2 senior devs and 1 junior dev as well, I still think that the junior can add so much value to that team because they haven't got a tainted kind of, spectacles that over people get over 10, 15 years. I think it's really important. They can bring them bringing a fresh pair of eyes can really help to the team. I actually really believe that every team, no matter what the mix of developers and testers, wow, my English is so freaking bad tonight. No matter what the kind of combination of skill sets, I believe everyone should have a junior something. I hate the word junior. Someone new to tech something. Just generalist or tester or developer or whatever it is. They can add so much value by reviewing it because they'll just ask the questions and they won't make any assumptions. I think that's really important. I really do. By the way, thank you all for joining me this late in the evening. I know it's really late in some other place where people are, but thank you so much for joining and asking these great questions. And you got me thinking more. Hopefully I'll remember them in the morning to create a video or write a blog post or something. But if I don't, I have got this stream to refer back to. So thank you very much. This is awesome. So keep the questions coming. It was going to be a short stream tonight. And I'm interested to hear more about you. So it's Monday. How has your week been? What are you planning for the rest of the week? And hopefully work and food and toilet paper, because I hear that's not edible but really important, is all going okay. I really do hope that's going fine. You're staying safe, keeping inside. Hallway testing. Severia, what's hallway testing? Awesome, thanks Eddie. You're welcome. Awesome for you to being here. It's great. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up, subscribe to get notified as well. We're not ending just yet, but subscribe and hit that bell button to get notified. I eventually got there, eventually got it right. So we've been going for 37 minutes. Okay, I know the first few minutes was a bit kind of shady. I had no audio. I forgot to add the microphone. but yeah, I'm trying out this new vMix software where I can bring in guests. So I'm really, if someone wants to have a quick, end of the stream, if anyone wants to have a quick demo, Severio, do you want to join my live stream? I haven't done it before, but I'm on Windows and I don't know how to do this, but I'm quite keen to test out this software before I purchase it and all the rest, to bring in a guest. Let me try and bring in a guest, right? Let's just be crazy. This might not work, and we'll see. Right, so I'm going to get you a link. Let me have a look. And make sure your hair's done. So video call. Apparently, I can share this link with someone. So if I host a call, copy link, I'm going to share it to you on Slack, and just say, hey, I don't know if this is going to work. Let's have a look. So, are we all confident this is going to work? Let's have a look. Where's Slack? Severio. Oh, I don't have your Slack account on my Slack. I'm on my Windows machine and I've got nothing installed, like the bare minimum. How can I do it? I can share it to myself and share it to you from the phone, right? That makes sense. Okay, let's try. Get my phone. Let's have a look. 2 seconds, bear with me. This could be quite interesting. And Severio's always got some awesome things to share, and he does so many amazing things for the community. He's one of the organisers, I think the founder for GDG Cloud London, and he does so many brilliant things. I learn so much from him all the time, and I really enjoy being with him, his wife Amanda, and their community. It's just amazing. So, Severio, I'm going to send this to you now. Let's have a look. Let's see if this works. You just need a browser. I think Chrome works well. So I've sent it to you on Slack. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I want to try to test this out. We've hyped it up big now. Let's have a look. So should be able to, in theory, add you to this. So let's see. So while you're doing this, I'm just going to have a quick play just to make sure I can kind of get your audio in. So everyone watching, thank you so much for bearing with me while I have these, I guess, technical issues. And also let me know how your week's been going, how your day's going, and what you've been up to and what you're hoping to achieve over the next few weeks. Or we're stuck at home, maybe a few months. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so if I add that call to that, and then I can add your call, and fingers crossed. Oh my God, Severio is there. I can see him. I can't hear him yet. Wait a second. He actually joined. Yes! He didn't shave for the occasion. I can't hear you yet, Severio. Hold on. Wait, let me just move your screen to the side. Here we go. Oh, it's actually going to work. I have to buy this software now. I have to figure out how to use freaking Windows because I don't know how to use this. So he's down there. Right, I've added him. So if I close that, right, so put this here. So you'll be able to see Severio now. So everyone say hi to Severio in the chat. I haven't got audio from him yet. I need to get audio from him. How can I get audio from him? There is a button somewhere. I can't swear. There's a load of buttons here. I'm muted. Severio. Oh, bit of an echo.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can, but there's an echo on my side because I haven't got headphones on.
Okay.
Oh wait, I can plug in headphones. Hold on a second.
Right.
We're all good. Severio, how is your evening going?
Well, it's going okay. Calmly, after a day of working, learning, we were following you with your Angular course. Then I was relaxing a little bit over there with building Gunplan.
Hold one up to the camera.
Okay, I'll get one that I was building.
Oh, we've got some comments in. While you're grabbing one, I want to read some of these comments. So, you mentioned Twitter. I just saw that. Well, isn't GDG London a mayor conference? No, GDG. Let me write that in the chat because I'm saying it so fast. It was a bit of a tongue twister. GDG. I'm writing it in the chat, like kind of, forget me.
Actually, I can see it.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me write GDG Cloud. You've got a website. I'm not sure now how it's going to be with the COVID and all the activities that are stopped. We're trying to move as much as we can online.
Yes.
Working with Eddie especially right now with the Angular course. Hopefully, in the next few days, we can offer you more. And as for Gampla, I had finished building the main body. Now working on the shield, weapons, and wings of this kit. They usually come in molded sheet of plastic mold injection. You have to cut them, you have to paint them, you have to work a little bit with them before being
wow!
Yeah. So
How long did it take you to make that?
This one, I think I've been working on this for the past week or so.
Wow.
Yeah, it takes some time. I've got here, like, thankfully, my wife allows me to take possession of the living room with, okay, I think that you could see part of it. So, yeah. Google, turn on the lights.
Nice. You know you've got a techie when they're telling their lights to turn on and off.
So yeah, this is like part of my living room with part of my collection of old ones that I've built.
Man, that's awesome.
Past months, included the huge one up there, which is about as tall as 2 Pepsi bottles.
Wow. And that cabinet is awesome with the lights underneath. That is very geeky.
Yeah, thank you.
Love it.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
about COVID, what I've seen is a lot of people their computing power with folding at home, which is something, you download a client, you make your PC and your network available, and you will be able to contribute. Even if you can't directly do it, your PC will be able to analyze part of the RNA of the virus. So eventually it could help researchers to speed up finding a cure or a vaccine for this, which is something that I'm currently doing. So if you have some free computing power, or you want to leave it open while you go to sleep, that's something that you could do to at least do a little bit of your part in this battle that we have.
And what was that called again?
It's folding at home. It's not just specifically for the COVID. It's been used for different purposes over the time, for different viruses, as well as to understand the human genome or to analyze parts of the sky in search of an inhabitable planet. So there are a lot of things that you could contribute to in a passive way. So just pick the one just pick the cause that you feel closer the most. For me right now, it's this thing that is keeping us inside instead of meeting in person, and it has limited or interactions. It's very bad. Like I've always loved being at home. I have so many things I do at home besides my programming and studying. I play video games, I build Gampla, I read comics. So I'm okay, but I really, really miss this human interaction, this face-to-face that we have with our attendees, with our friends in the community. Because yes, it's great that right now we're streaming, but it feels kind of asymmetrical compared to what we had, like this real-time feedback that we used to have just looking other people in the eyes.
That's true. I do agree. I mean, I love streaming, but it's already a week in and I'm thinking, oh, when's the next tech event going to be? And when can I go to the next GDG Cloud physical event? Because your community is awesome. The community you've built over the years is amazing. And I'm still in touch with them online, but like you said, it's not the same.
Yeah. And going back to the hallway testing, it's something that I found really interesting, which is, you build something starting from some assumptions because you know how the technology works, the specs. But sometimes it's very important to have the point of view of people that know nothing of that, or even better, if they're not technical, because they may spot some error pattern that you may not even think about. Because for you, like the way that you interact with that controller is slide it. So you maybe won't even think about clicking it. And then like this all-way testing, which is something like you set PC with your application, and you allow anyone in your organization, even better if they're not involved with the development or the specification of that application, to just play around with it for 5-10 minutes a day. And you will see that so many weird things start popping out that you weren't even thinking about. And we are currently doing that at my company. At least we were used to do that before things got messy with the project that I'm currently taking care of.
That's awesome. I think that's important. I think that really is. I haven't heard of that before. I need to have a read and get a better understanding more of it more. Hallway testing. But you're right, it's lowering the barrier to entry. I don't know why I go to some clients and they say, oh, we're onboarding a new person, they've got a month. And I'm like seriously, your project, you're using standard tools, as we've spoken about, like Angular or React or Node or Cypress for testing. There are lots of tools out there, but the main tools that usually get used are repeated over and over again. And we don't really customize them so much. Otherwise, we'd reinvent the wheel every time. So we use our business logic. We write the glue right between stuff. And so if we can onboard people within a few days, I think that's important.
Yes, especially if they're more senior, that's good. Maybe they've faced their fair share of adversity, but you don't want to add problems to someone that is easing into a job, because they may be already stressed for so many different things, and you don't want to contribute in that further step of stress that they have to face.
Of course, and I think in these current times, people are stressed, with their technical challenges for their projects they're working on, job interviews or whatever it is, but also we're stressed with, finances, not going out, not meeting people, worried about our family members, worried about toilet paper and food. Those people who stockpile toilet paper are going to be eating their toilet paper. I'll be so happy when they do. So yes, you're right. I think it's good to know. It's good for people to have empathy and be aware and just try and make everyone's lives easier. Let's spend our time and effort focusing on the more valuable stuff rather than the invaluable stuff.
And I don't know if you were following the news that we had this official stricter lockdown now. So things are getting stricter. Still not to the point that our freedom is severely limited, but if everyone doesn't do their part, that's the path we're going to. Things are going to be even more strict, so you won't be probably able to go out to just have this. They say that you can go for a run or cycle once a day. It's going to be going to be tricky to take count of that, but right now you can go out. If things keep going this way, and I'm Italian, I've seen what's going on in Italy. We don't want it here because it's very, very bad.
So we can solve that by doing more open source coding online in live streams.
We can do our part.
Exactly. We'll keep ourselves busy. I'll jump on the bike. What do you call it? Indoor bike. Whatever you call it. The indoor bike. The bike doesn't go anywhere. You pedal like crazy and go nowhere. Yeah. And I can, code while I'm that. Therefore, I'm getting exercise and I'm contributing to open source. I have tried that on the running machine. I dropped my laptop. I don't recommend it. Okay. I didn't have a camera filming to at least catch it and make a funny video out of it. And when I told Sarah, she said, well, it sounds staged anyway. So it wasn't. The old laptop is...
Well, if you want... okay, right. So when I went to my first spinning class, I had my old Windows phone and I dropped it there and I broke it there. That was like, I actually replaced it with another Windows phone that I still have here, and I just use it to go to the gym now. Because if it has to break, at least it's better if that one breaks. But yes, I don't know why, but bikes in gyms, they have this tendency to break your gears.
Yes, it's not a good idea. And I've just got an open source in the chat. I need to bring it up on the screen. What do you see, Saverio, on your side?
what I see on myself right now in this text window, nothing in this in the one like I can see myself, and then I see you, and I see
Okay.
me. Like I think that's the same thing that you're streaming on YouTube, but I have text window that I typed something right now. I typed test, but I don't know. Maybe you can see it.
No, I don't see
So
anything. But apparently there is a chat, but I don't know where
yeah,
to. In this software, I don't know where to find it.
no. So I I think okay. I think I stopped also YouTube to avoid echo, but I can read the chat as it is going. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And so on the screen you get to see what's being sent to YouTube. So you get to see my back camera at the top, and you get to see me.
Yeah, no, I have right now the same thing that you sent to YouTube,
Okay, awesome.
minus the
The chat.
the text,
Yeah,
the chat from YouTube, but I can see that in another normal YouTube window.
sure. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Oh, and I think I can get up to 8 people on this, or 7 other people. So that's pretty cool, just by sending them a browser link. So it's pretty cool software. I think isn't much of a lag. I think we're doing okay. Lag for me is up here in my head because I'm so tired.
Mm. Are they writing something?
Well, I think we're probably going to call it a day soon. I'm so thank you so much for everyone for joining, and thank you. I think I want to say thank you to Severio in the chat for joining at this late hour with no notice, just last minute. I'm so happy to
That's
test
okay.
out this new software and have your feedback and your input in terms of a GDG cloud, in terms of open source, in terms of the current situations, and your Gumpler. Did I pronounce that right?
That's correct. It's a mixture of Gundam and plastic. That's why
Okay.
Gunpla.
Gumpler,
And
cool.
I don't know if you know him, Scott Hanselman from Microsoft.
Maybe by face or by Twitter handle. I'm so bad with
He's a
names.
really great speaker and advocate. And I was showing his office, home office now, because people are showing their home office.
Me,
And he
yeah.
was building Gunpla. Like, really? That it's becoming a thing.
That way. I eventually pointed it
Yeah,
correctly.
right.
Awesome. Well, get
Okay.
some rest. Everyone, be safe. Get some rest. Let us know what live streams you would like to see. Would you like to hear people's stories from changing careers, from getting into tech, from the more new people? I don't want to say junior. Or would you like to hear more from the experienced people like Severio on a particular topic they like, or just their journey through tech? Let us know what you'd like to hear. Leave a comment below. Send me a tweet. My DMs are open. And I look forward to seeing everyone at some more hackathons and open source. I want to start following you all on social coding, which is GitHub, and then I want to see what you're all up to.
Right. Good night.
Good night. I want to try and put Severio off and do the stream for 1 more minute just so I can practice doing that
Right.
step. So if everyone wants to leave, I won't be offended, because I thank you all for being there. Severio, thank you again.
Anytime.
Okay, so I think Severio's gone. I don't know if you can hear him or not, but I think he's gone. And I just want to say thank you again for everyone joining. Oh, I have still got that YouTube comment. Now that's gone. I'm getting some practice with this. So, yeah, I will watch the stream back. Severio, have you gone or are you still there? I think he's gone. So, yeah, I think that kind of worked well. And I'm keen to have more people on my streams. If you want to come onto my YouTube channel and you want to share your story, let me know. I'm really keen to have you on here. I'm keen for my channel to share other people's stories. Jose, don't worry, Eddie. It's 11:35 here in Portugal. Oh yeah, you're the same time zone as UK. Jose, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Tudo bem? I love Portugal. Porto is awesome. Are you in Porto or Lisbon? Okay. Hopefully you're going to answer soon, and then I'm going to call it a night way past my bedtime. I've got a deadline for my client tomorrow, so I really should get coding. It's interesting how in these difficult times, I think I've got more time because I'm not spending time traveling, although I do work from home a lot. But yeah, just deadlines are coming at this time. But in a couple of weeks, I'll have more time to do more live streams, more hackathons with you, and yeah, with all of you. So yes, hello to wherever you are in the world. Sorry, goodbye to where you ever are in the world. I need to get some rest. I'm dead. All the best, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me last minute, no notice. last minute live stream. Fixa, oh my god, my Portuguese is so bad. My wife's Portuguese. I know like 6 words, and 3 of those words I can't say on the stream because they're rude. Tutto bene. Ah, cool, yeah. Tutto bene. Tutto bene, not bene. Damn it, that's Italian. Tutto bene. Awesome. Good night, everyone. Have a great evening. I'm just going to press one more button on my software so you can see this, I think. And hope you like my command center. I look forward to you all joining me again next time. Have a great evening. Have a great Tuesday. Be safe, everyone. Take care. Bye.